Hi, so in this video I just wanted to share some ESL news. So there is a little bit of ESL news. There seems to be a crackdown going on illegal teachers. So the local authorities in the city where I live have been given quotas to meet. So that's always a sign that everything's pretty serious. So I definitely I don't want to be one of those quotas, and I heard from a very, very reliable source that it's 10 per district, and I don't have any information about the specific district where I live, but in the district across the river, apparently they've filled 20% of their quota, and it's going to be running until the end of the year. So I've definitely stopped all of my part-time work, and that's easy for me to do actually, because the university, and that's the second part of this video, my update on my university work. So for anyone who's interested, it's probably a small number of people, but I am now teaching 11 classes per week, so that's 11 times 100 minutes. I could open up my calculator, I suppose, but yeah, it's a bit of a bigger workload. So I'm teaching the English minors and the English majors, and the English majors, they're younger than the English minors, so I have 6 classes of them, and I have 6 classes of the English minors, and I've also been asked to help a couple of postgraduate students. So yeah, it's become a little bit busier, but of course it's a bit of a marathon, and there's only like 2 months or something to go. I'd also just like to address a couple of the comments just quickly about my furniture, if anyone's watching who's familiar with that. If Prime in China's watching, or who was the guy? It wasn't Prime in China, it was just a commenter. But look, I mean, you might look at that furniture and you might think it's cheap or whatever, and yeah, it wasn't very expensive, it's not very expensive furniture, it's from IKEA, but I assembled it myself, and it's special to me, it's important to me, and I paid for it with money that I earned, and I'm proud of it. I'm not like the richest person in the world. I'm not someone who is in a position at the moment to buy expensive furniture, yeah, it's that's the story of it. And somebody else, Prime in China, he sort of said, well, I haven't found the fountain of youth. Well, I'm not 26. I'm 38. I'm nearly 39. So yeah, you can decide for yourself how good I'm looking. I mean, I sort of feel like I'm doing pretty well for that age, to be honest. I feel, in terms of how I feel, and I still have a couple of black hairs, and I'm still able to do most things. I'm still pretty active and stuff. So yeah, but yeah, if you do find the fountain of youth, let me know. I'll drink a belly full of that. Anyway, getting back to ESL stuff, specifically the university work, the English majors. I'm basically at the moment just showing them some videos, like some short videos by a guy called Darman, and then when they're watching those, I'm just writing questions and giving them some vocabulary, and letting them discuss the questions, because I like the classes to be walk in, talk, walk out, and that's what the students themselves like. And because they're 18 and they've just come through this, they've come through this Galco process, and then they've joined the university, and they've done their military training, and they've got a lot of classes. I guess like a big part of, like, at least the first 5 minutes or the first 10 minutes of every class, I try to encourage them to explore the area around where the university is, because it's quite an interesting area. And I also just encourage them to be active and to try new sports, and also try to assist them with some of their study strategies, some of their study techniques. So some of them might have felt as though they weren't successful students, and that's why they have to be an English major, and some of them wanted to study other things. So I try to encourage them to just like study more efficiently. So to study for 5 minutes, have a rest for 1 or 2 minutes, study for 5 minutes, have a rest for 1 or 2 minutes, and just to do that for a couple of hours every day. And I've also been encouraging them to start thinking about other things they might want to study after they complete their English studies. So a lot of them will complete their English major when they're 20 or 21, and I've encouraged them to think about, you know, maybe you might want to study this, or you might want to study that. For example, you might want to be an accountant, or you might want to become a teacher, or you might want to even study science or whatever. And if they do study those subjects now a little bit, they can maybe decide for themselves if that's something they want to study in the future. So they're going to give some presentations about their hometowns just for 5 or so minutes, and yeah, there's about 22 students in each class, about 22, 23 students in each class, and there might be people who are watching this thinking, that's not what I would do or something. Well, you know, leave a comment in the description below, because I guess I have a kind of a almost a jazz-like approach to my classes. I try to do something new each semester. I don't like to just do the same thing every semester. So if you do have some ideas, I'm fairly open-minded as to ideas, because I want to do a good job. You know, I don't want to just go to the ATM and just think, oh, you know, I'm doing this crazy job and it's just ridiculous and I get paid all this money. Like I want to do a good job. You know, I do want to do a good job. And there was another guy. I mean, if I do get into the habit of commenting on all the comments, it's probably a bad thing. But there was a commenter who sort of said, "Oh, you're a wash-up and you're a middle-aged loser and whatever, and you know you've got a dead-end job." Well, I did make a couple of comments about this, but I just want to say publicly, my personal view is that if you have any job, you're not a loser. You know, anyone who has any job is someone I respect, and anyone who is, you know, they don't have a job but they're looking for a job, you know, that is somebody that I respect. I've got respect for people that are looking for a job. That to me is someone who is trying, you know, they're trying to change their life. And this channel has never been about, and I never would want it to be about, me showing how great I am, or showing how special I am, or how important I am. You know, I hope that some young people, it seems like most of the people watching these videos are middle-aged guys like myself, but I would like some younger guys, you know, younger girls to be watching this who are in their 20s and they're thinking, you know, what can I do with my life? And teaching English is something you can do with your life, and it's something you can do for 1 or 2 years, and it's something you can do for 10 years, it's something you can do forever. And if you're careful with your money and you save as much money as you can and you invest as much money as you can, this can be as good a career and as profitable a career as any other. And even though it's a little bit uncertain at the moment what's happening in the Chinese ESL industry, it's like when you ride the motorbike, you know, you always try to look far. You know, that's the safest thing to do. You don't look, you know, at what's right there, because it's just over. And if we look far, the Chinese people have a huge respect, a huge reverence for education. That's something that is not going to change. They're very, very interested in education, and the policies are going to change, but that culture of having a huge interest in education is never going to change. And so that's why I would say that I'm always optimistic about about ESL in China, and I'll continue to be. But yeah, that's just a little update, and I hope that everybody's well. Bye bye.